Hi, I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. Now today I want to first start off with talking a lot of large corporate news related to cryptocurrency. First up, we have disgraced Enron CEO to enter blockchain space as a question. Former CEO Jeffrey Skilling may be planning to enter the blockchain space. Skilling was released from federal custody this February after serving 12 years in prison. As per Wall Street Journal, Skilling has been reaching out to former connections to get back into the oil and energy space. What has piqued the curiosity of the crypto community is that Skilling has reportedly also reached out to many individuals who had experience in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, right? So the thing is, in conflicting news, right, CNBC said, quote, contrary to other reporting, the sources told CNBC that the venture does not involve cryptocurrency on blockchain technology, and they say it is one of the number of paths Skilling is considering in hopes of returning to the industry he knows best. So Enron is a very huge corporate scandal, way back, so about 15 or so years ago. It's as big as like Mt. Gox scam in crypto space. So can you imagine, right? It's basically made headlines then, and it was because the CEO is accused of defrauding investors, faking all the accounts, right? And it was a huge scandal, really, really big then, just like Mt. Gox. And now, apparently, after release from prison, so he is said, so it's all rumored currently that he may be interested in going into blockchain and crypto space as a business. No surprise, right? But another CNBC, which is another very reputed media, said that according to the sources, that is not true. So what is correct? But in any case, we will know when the time comes, right? When there's official news. Now the thing is, if it is true, what does it mean for crypto, and what does it mean for the people investing in his company? I think for a lot of noobs, right, means newbies who are young people, especially who are in this crypto space, they probably may not know the history of Enron and this CEO Jeffrey Skilling. So I believe there will still be people who will be investing in his company, yeah. But the thing is then, of course, yes, he has served his time, and he has remained his innocence throughout the time, even when he's in prison and even during the custody. So who is correct, we do not know, right? But definitely there is a risk of because the team lead, the character and integrity of the team, of the CEO behind a project, behind a key person behind a team, is definitely very, very key, very, very critical success factor to whether the project will be a sustainable success, right? Will it be actually in the best interest of his investors and of his customers? That will be called into questions, right? If he has such a past, right? Unfortunately, he would need to prove it himself again with time, right? And only with effort, unfortunately. Now, the thing is, though, I think with this, if it is proven true that he's really going into crypto space, then again, this is one of those indicator, right, that will again give less confidence to institutions who are serious want to come into the space, because they felt that anyone can actually come into this space, right? So so that gives it less gives it less regulated and less professional kind of feeling, right? That's what my fear is, yeah. Next up, we have crypto mining giant Bitmain's IPO attempt failed, so new CEO is named. So on March 26, crypto mining giant Bitmain, which was founded in 2013 and is headquartered in Beijing, announced that the listing application has submitted to the Stock Exchange of Hong Kong on 26 September 2018 had reached its 6-month expiration date. Yeah. So despite its failed IPO attempt, Bitmain remains positive since the listing process has made the company more transparent, more standardized, and more focused on those things that are important to achieve its mission. This refocusing process started at the end of 2018 when it adjusted its personnel, made some layoffs and operational model, such that it now has 4 main business divisions: mining hardware, AI, mining farms, and mining pools. Bitmain also used this occasion to announce some important changes to its leadership. Mainly, it has replaced the CEO. The new person is now Hai Chao Wang, who was most recently serving as company's director of product engineering. So what happened to the Bitmain co-founder and co-CEOs Maikri Jan and Jihan Wu, they will continue to remain in the company as company's director. They're just demoted, right, to help guide the company's strategic development. So the thing is, Bitmain is a huge company. They are the largest mining firm in this space, and basically they made a lot of money before in the first half of 2018 and before, because of huge demand in cryptocurrency, and because of that the huge rally led by investors, and then a lot of people want to go into mining as well. That's more profitable. So but then of course we all knew what happened in Q4 of 2018, and that reportedly caused Bitmain to lose about $500 million in profit, which is huge. Then they have to made some cost adjustments, basically including laying off people, which is very sad, but they have to survive, and this is one of the ways. And most recently, just last week, they have announced that they are going to focus on their own mining. They're going to invest in 200,000 mining rigs in China, which cost about $100 million for them, right? Because why? Two reasons why. One is the mining hardware sales is expecting to drop if this winter continue, right? Because lesser people are going to invest in mining hardware of their own, and why not they just use this time to also mine their own, because then they have access, of course, to lower cost mining equipments, and then they can make use of those to actually get hold of crypto currently at lower cost, at very low prices even now, and in the future when the rally happens, they will stand to make a big gains, right? And so it makes sense for them to do what they are doing, right, rather than just hold out in the sale. They're actually doing, probably you're really getting the head down and focus on what is the next best move. This is what is important. Now there's of course a conflict saying that because they're so big that there is concentration, especially in the for Bitcoin, and because 51% attack, basically there was that if any one company can hold more than 51% of the mining computers, the hardware that produces Bitcoin, then they basically have the incentive or the ability to change the algorithm such that, right, change the blockchain such that they able to double spend and basically change the record. There was that risk. Although it is very hard, right, some experts are saying it is very hard. Also, if you think in terms of psychology, it doesn't make sense for them, because before this also they already have a lot of Bitcoin and major crypto in their holdings, so it's not in their best interest to actually manipulate all this, because eventually people will find out, right? And then basically then it will be a huge backlash, and they will really be taken out of business, I believe. So then it is definitely not in their best interest to do something to harm their vested interest, is what I would say. So moving on, we have Rakuten wallet launch announced for March 30th, 2019. Rakuten is a huge company in Japan, just like Amazon in US, and they are, in terms of Fortune 100 ranking, they are the number 10 largest. So now that they already said they are going to announce their own Rakuten wallet on March 30th, that means it's a crypto wallet. It's nothing new, but it is not clear yet currently what the wallet will support, whether it will support both their own token and the decentralized permissionless ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. So let's just watch this space, and hopefully they will support the decentralized ones. Next, in token news, we have Vitalik Buterin will lose faith in humanity if Tron overtakes Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin, the Ethereum co-founder, sat down with Laura Shin during an episode of the Unchained podcast. So there are some of the interesting points that came up. To the question, is Ethereum losing its lead? Buterin said that it is true to some extent. However, he reminded that Ethereum is still an early project, and as an industry grows older, newer projects emerge which have learned from the projects that came before them. And on the second question on how he would feel if other projects overtake Ethereum's lead, Buterin believes that definitely is Ethereum's most promising competitor, and that they have friendly relations with Zcash and even warming up with Ethereum Classic. However, if Tron overtakes Ethereum, he will have lost a certain amount of hope for humanity. I understand he's just answering a question from Laura Shin, right? Who's the interviewer, the podcaster. But I really think that even this kind of friendly banter in this space really need to be minimized, right, to the extent of nil, because we really need the iconic figures, the top leaders of key projects to really focus on delivering on what's best for the community, what's best for the project holders, right, token holders, And basically for even, to attract new people into this space, we really need this space to be more professionalized. And this kind of friendly banters, sometimes not so friendly, is not helpful at all. And in fact, it will turn away. And this is why the institutions are continue to be very skeptical before they actually, really jump into this space. This is one of those psychological factor that they also need to overcome. Yeah, so we really need to minimize. Next, OKEx developing a proprietary blockchain to launch a DEX. So as you know, OKEx exchange is a competitor to Binance. They have their own OKB tokens, and they are now 1 year old. So happy anniversary to them. And they have now 1 million OKB holders who contributed to the 15.6 billion OKB trading volume in the past year. So now they announced that they are going to have their own native blockchain, just like Binance is going to have their own blockchain, and they are at the stage of final development and expected to launch on testnet in June 2019. But before that, they're going to put the OKB token first on Ethereum blockchain first by the end of April, and then when it proves to be stable, they will then migrate it to their own OK chain mainnet. Yeah. So in terms of locking of their tokens, so 70% of their OKB tokens are being locked up, and the distribution of those, right, 300 million of those will be given to OKEx users through their loyalty program, will be deferred by 2 years to 2022. So it in a way is a good thing, because if you're locking up the tokens, it basically means reduces the circulating supply in the market, and if demand increases with whatever they are doing, then basically it will have a positive impact on the pricing. They also announced that they're going to have a ICO platform just similar to Binance Launchpad called OK Jumpstart. So similarly, they are going to focus on quality versus quantity. They are already in talks with few projects to list on it. So what I want to say is that, right, and the key implication for me of this news is that just like Binance, because Binance have proven to be so successful in expanding their main business throughout, and then forming like an ecosystem, other exchanges like OKEx and Huobi are actually following in their footsteps very, very fast, that they are following, that they are modeling, and it is no surprise. So it will be not a complete surprise if next few years we find that the margins, right, of all this business is going to come down, it's going to be reduced, though hopefully by then the volumes, that means new people adoption and new people coming into crypto space, will be so much more that it can offset the reduction in margins, in profit margins for Binance and OKEx and Huobi. So because Binance is rising so fast now, right, it will be a hit if really one day their profit continue to be declining, right? Because a lot of people because it's such a strong track record, it have already set a very high expectation in their minds of their investors, right? So Binance token holders. So yes, let's watch and see what happens. Next, Tron launches educational event series to accelerate blockchain adoption. So Tron, just like Binance Academy, they're also launching educational events, but here they're doing more live events focusing to educate the public about crypto, about blockchain. And the first has already been held where 40 people attended, providing their Q&A answers by experts. And this is very, very good move, because we really do need education to the public, and what is better than a live event where you can just ask any questions to people already in this field, right? So great job on Tron. Next, we have Iran integrates cryptocurrencies to its tourism sector. So as you know, Iran has is experienced serious sanctions by the US, and that has actually large factor in making them adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender in the country, in their tourism sector. But now in the 12th Tehran International Tourism Exhibition, they're also going to introduce R-Money, which is a local cryptocurrency, right? So this is a trend, basically. Then it shows that they are parallelly adopting both decentralized permissionless crypto and their own government-issued digital coin. So very, very interesting. If this trend is to continue for other countries, is not a bad thing. Just like in Venezuela, they are going to, they already have their own remittance service going through them, though, accepting Bitcoin and Litecoin, whereas they also have their own petrol. So very similar trend seems to be emerging in Iran and Venezuela. We have to see what happens next, right, to see where this space is going. But at least there is a room to play for crypto, for the decentralized and permissionless crypto. That is still very, very good. It's still a huge milestone, since it has only been 10 years old, realistically, yeah. Next, Mike Novogratz said Bitcoin will pass gold's 7.5 trillion market cap. So in a recent interview with Antonio Pompliano, which is a very respected crypto influencer, very, very strong on Twitter, to the question, right, on whether Bitcoin will surpass gold's 7.5 trillion market cap or not, he's very positive. He said, I think the macro case for Bitcoin is pretty strong, and so if you can put a couple percent, that means 1 to 2% of your portfolio in, there's a decent chance it catches wind. Fidelity is just being set up back, continues to get delayed a little bit, but it's not going to be delayed forever. They're going to be in the game, and there's lots of other players coming. Gold's got an 8 trillion market cap or 7.5 trillion market cap, and so we are 100 times off on that when compared to Bitcoin market cap today. We are not going to get there in Bitcoin in the next year or two, but over a 20-year period, could that happen? Easily. And that's giving zero optionality to all the other stuff. And so I think it seems like a pretty smart portfolio bet. So what he is saying is that basically he's saying that think of it like a asymmetric risk reward, where there's a small chance that your 1 to 2% of your investable asset will go to 100 times, will have increased over 100 times, but it could be over a long time period, like even as long as 20 years. But there's also a high chance, so maybe 80%, 90% or 95% chance that it can go to zero. But because it's such a small percentage of your investable asset, you can consider you should be quite comfortable with losing that amount, because you can easily spend the amount on other maybe less sound investments as well, and you could very well lose that also, right? So that's what he is saying basically in a nutshell. So that's my opinion as well, and that's exactly the kind of argument that Anthony Pompliano's firm Morgan Creek Digital managed to convince the first pension fund in US to actually invest in first crypto related companies, but their fund has the liberty or has the mandate to invest up to 15% of that fund directly into crypto. So what happened now is that it is definitely easing up the institutions, right? So then they slowly be comfortable to the concept of crypto. They understand it more before they're actually willing to invest directly into crypto. That's definitely coming, but currently it's still a very small percentage of institutions invested already. Like Fidelity, they invested 450 of their clients, institutional clients, 20% of them already into crypto, and they plan to double their holdings in the next 5 years, right? So even for them, they are still not invested heavily, so that means they are still probably just really dipping their toe, right? And so we are still in a very early stage, but so very rich people like Mike Novogratz, he is definitely walking the talk as well. He is invested a lot of his money into this space, right? And sometimes you really have to see what the rich are doing rather than just what they say, right? And he's not the only example in this case. So you really need to think for yourself. There's the reason why they are rich and what do they do, right? So I just want to end it there, right? And leave for you to digest. So that's the end of it, and hope you're having an amazing day ahead. And please subscribe, please like, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support.